this is the Kinera Thorking.
Mm-hmm.
Now, given their lineup, I'm not 100% sure it's the flagship right now, but I think it is.
Right.
Anyway, I think it's a worthy flagship, but I'll get to that in a second. I also want to talk about my first experience with them, which was a little different, but let's talk about what it is first. So the Kinera Thorking is an 11-driver tri-bird IEM. On each side, there's one 10mm dynamic driver with a polymer fiber composite diaphragm, 6 Knowles balanced armature drivers, and a 2 mid-low and 4 high configuration, and 4 Sonian ESTs, that's electrostatic tweeters, in a 4-way crossover design.
Right.
The housing is gorgeous.
It is.
It's a multi-coated precious metal housing, shaped to reduce the sense of pressure on the ears.
Yeah, I believe with this particular piece, because it's not the lightest of IEMs, they paid special attention to the sculpting, because when you have a heavier IEM, it can sometimes put pressure on specific areas of the ear. This doesn't seem to do that.
So that's a very individual thing, comfort.
Right. Yeah.
To my ears, these are very comfortable.
Oh, yeah.
And they are for you.
They are for me.
Okay, glossy silver or matte silver finish.
I would go towards the matte silver, but I do love the glossy because it has a nice, just a real nice presence to it.
I would absolutely go for glossy, especially with that faceplate, which I'm going to get to in a second. So it has nickel alloy faceplates that are hand engraved, shaped, then sandblasted.
Yeah.
And that sandblasted finish, I think, contrasts beautifully with the glossy housing.
It does.
And it has a Norse-inspired design,
Yeah.
which in the audio world, apparently Norse themes are very popular.
Yeah.
Have been for a while. In this case, it works very well.
Yes, it does.
Now I want to talk about my first experience with the Kinera Thorking, which was back at CanJam Hong Kong 2025. I heard what may have been like late prototype, late pre-production,
Mm-hmm.
and I told them I really like it, but it's bright for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it was ear fatigue. I'm usually pretty good about that and sussing that out, but maybe. But I think they've refined it since then, is all I'm saying. Now, we know these are production units. These are full production Kinera Thorkings, and they are not bright to my ears.
No.
And are they to yours?
No, they're not.
So, okay, let's talk about the sound, like the profile. I would say they're a neutral IEM in my range of neutral for sure.
Yep.
I'm going to start with that treble because, I don't find it bright, but it's very sparkly.
It is, and I like it.
Yeah, I do too. I love it. And so, and extended,
Mm-hmm.
at least as far as these ears can hear, very extended treble, very sparkly, but not bright. Also, I've run every sibilance test track I can through it, and it doesn't impart sibilance, which is very important for me.
Mm-hmm.
The mids to me are bell clear, neutral.
Yeah.
And the bass?
Yeah, I want to talk about the bass for a second here because this is where I was kind of surprised. So it has a lovely bass presence and it has some real power to it. However, it doesn't seem to impart a lot of energy into the bass, especially in the sub bass. However, if you're listening to something that has a lot of sub bass, say like a Hans Zimmer track, it's going to let that shine.
Yeah, so it's not a bass head IEM to my ears at all.
No, it is not.
But I don't find it bass light.
Right.
I would say the bass is on the more neutral side, but it does have some impact and slam.
And nice texture.
Yeah, I don't know how it's tuned, but it definitely has some nice low bass extension.
Yeah.
And I also find the imaging to be wide,
Yes.
coherent.
Yeah.
This is a worthy flagship IEM from Kinera.
Yeah, and it's what, $24.99 US, so it's not even crazy expensive as flagships go.
And as IEM flagships go today, I think that's reasonably priced for its performance.
Yeah.
At CanJam, the Kinera Thorking is something you absolutely want to check out.